Welcome back to Klein for KansasCity.com. I'm Darron Story along with mayoral candidate Henry Klein.
Yep.
And Henry, we've been talking about Bannister Mall, the blighted area, the promises not
The Wizards were going to happen, and then they didn't.
yeah, all that. And but one of the things about running for mayor is that what happened in the past is all fine and good, but we have to think futuristically. What are you planning on doing? And what could we do? And you have a new phrase called New Urbanism.
Yeah.
And
so the question now becomes, how does the city become proactive in terms of trying to help that development? And to get to that point about New Urbanism, what I'm going to ask you to do is put some type of a link up to the pitch article that was done on Bannister Mall that talked about New Urbanism, what actually happened at the mall, what were the developments that ultimately led to us both trying to get the Wizards and then not have them. But important, to get to the definition of that, the idea is that we create a community there that it's more inclusive and it's all one kind of community. It's sort of a walkable community, if you will. So whatever we would put back there, whether it be residential or what have you, it would be all there for people to be able to live and be part of, whether you work there, whether you recreate there, live there, what have you. And so the concept really is encapsulated in New Urbanism. And like I said, the pitch article does a much better job, and I think there'd be more time for people to understand that. But the notion that we could redevelop this into something even greater maybe than a Wizards complex or something like that, I really think it's out there on the horizon. But let me talk to you a little bit more about another idea that I think would play into that New Urbanism idea and would actually unite the whole city behind what we do with Bannister Mall. There's at least, in my research, at least 2 other cities that have done a wonderful job creating sort of a design competition for what you do with some sort of a blighted area. In Philadelphia, they call it Land Visions, and in Cleveland, they call it the Cleveland Design Competition. And those are 2 excellent models that we could look towards to try to, and by the way, it isn't just a bunch of people throwing in something into a suggestion box. I mean, each of the design groups has to work with the communities, et cetera, to try to create their entry into the competition. But the notion that we want to be able to solve for this, I don't know all the answers as to what we could possibly do there, but I will tell you, embedded in this community, absolutely embedded in this community, are the answers to what we could do with that blighted area. If we turn it into something more of a competition along the lines of what's actually been successful in other cities, I think we would be fascinated and amazed at what would come back. And all of a sudden, we would really breathe a new set of life and hope. I see something, almost like that phoenix rising from the ashes. I see something exciting that could actually come from all this. And I think there are other models in other cities that could lead us towards what we might do with Bannister Mall.
all right. Well, to find out more about what Henry thinks about Bannister Mall and other topics and issues, you can go to KleinForKansasCity.com. And so we'll have more video and more segments to tell you about everything.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I'm Darron Story.
And I'm Henry Klein, running for mayor here in Kansas City.
And you're watching Klein for KansasCity.com.